Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? This your boy Raw Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Oh yeah, man. Today is Friday, September 17th, 2021. And again, I'm gonna be very brief. This is just a little short video. I want to just put something out there. Now, here in Shreveport, Cattle Parish, I'm pretty sure if you haven't been living under a rock for the last 24 hours, you heard about this big, massive brawl at one of the local high schools here. From what I'm understanding, this is the second brawl, major brawl, they had this school year, this very short school year. Hell, school ain't even been in session, probably less than a month. They had one on the first day at Southwood High School. Then they had one yesterday involving 20 students. One student was arrested. This leads me to ask the question for the parents. How many of y'all parents remember ass whoopings? How many of y'all parents remember extension cords, belts, switches, telephone books, I ain't gonna say iron pipes like that, but how many of y'all remember when our parents coming up during, I say up until a point about the 80s, where we was disciplined. Now, I'm not saying that every parent can be held accountable for their children's actions, but guess what? The DA is. The district attorney is saying that if your child do something, it's getting to the point where they're gonna start holding the parents accountable. Y'all remember when they took the right of the parents to discipline their children away? We're suffering the consequences and repercussions of that right now. When you make it impossible for a parent to train a child in the way that he should go and that he should grow, and he will never stray away from that path, when you take away that ability from the parents, you leave your children susceptible to being disciplined by the justice system. Think about it here. It's like now the DA is saying that if you have an out of control child, let his department go down to the juvenile authorities, whatever, at the juvenile justice place, let them know, and they will start supervising your child. Wait a minute, what makes them able to supervise your out of control child if you can't? Don't you realize actually that's giving your child a head start to the prison system? Because once your kid get into that system, get his name into that system, he's going to be looked at as a disciplinary problem. And he's going to be marked for life. Again, when they took away the parents' ability to discipline their children, they left it wide open for they opened a Pandora's box. And we're seeing the repercussions of that right now with a bunch of unruly children who have no fear of nothing and nobody. If they don't respect their parents, if their parents can't control them, then they send them to these gladiator camps called public schools, because in most cases that's what they really are. You can't expect but for something like this to happen. And then too, also now you got a generation of parents who are participating in some of the same stuff that their children are. You got a generation of parents that's listening to the same gangster rap music that their children are. You got a generation of parents playing video games. And again, I'm a firm believer that it's a cultural problem. We're living in a generation right now where a lot of adults and their children are living life like it's one great big game of Grand Theft Auto. There's no repercussion, no consequences for their actions. I say screw the system. Take control of your home. You can't wait till your child get 15, 16. Let them grow up undisciplined all the way up into 15 and 16. Then all of a sudden, wondering why your son is involved in a gang fight at school. Now, I'm going to keep in mind, I'm not judging nobody. I can't judge nobody, but I can say when we were coming up, a lot of us skipped school. We did a lot of stuff. But when we had a mama and daddy at the house, There were certain lines we wouldn't cross. We would go up, we would skip school, man, go up to high and low. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave Lanier or Green up, go up to high and low, get some drink, go by Versa May, get us some green. You know what I'm saying? Get high in the mud. But there were certain lines we wouldn't cross because we knew if mom and daddy found out there was gonna be a beat down when we got home. And again, today you don't have that. This is why our children are running around here with no fear, no respect for authority, no remorse, no idea of consequences for their actions. Hey, I'm gonna go a little bit harder in detail. I missed the last 2 days doing my YouTube channel, but I'm gonna get on it tonight. We're gonna talk about this as well as a couple of other issues. But until y'all see me, man, again, this your boy Rob Thomas Jr. saying, man, take control of your children when they're young. Again, I know I'm not a religious man, but I do believe in the scriptures. And the scriptures tell you, train a child in the way that they should go. That means from the time they are born, you need to teach discipline, respect, morals. I mean, from the time they're a baby, because by the time they get 16, 17, they ain't trying to hear that. Especially if they listening to the same music that you listening to the same music they listening to. Right now, your kids are being raised by a lot of these rappers and entertainers. Hey, y'all be blessed.